Hi there, this is Bridget from the Planner Speechy. Welcome. Today I am going to be planning for the weekend. So it's just, it's a long weekend. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Using this adorable kit from PinkPlannerShop. You might hear my cat singing in the background. That's Eloise. So this kit is called Summer Nights. Why am I doing a summer kit after doing several fall spreads in a row? The answer is we are going to a beach town in September to celebrate my husband's birthday. And so I've sort of been saving this kit for when we went to the beach. I don't know that I'm going to be wearing a bathing suit, but I just thought this was a fun kit. I wanted to use it, and I thought this would be the best time to use it. So I did print and cut this myself. So any discoloration or jagged edges or anything like that, that's on me. So I didn't print all the pages that came with this kit, but I did print most of them. So we have these full boxes here. There are 8 with one scene. I think the scene is so cute. And then you've got this sort of ominous looking beach scene here. I love the colors. They're very bold. Got some sweet deco. And then we have 2 more. And then I also printed this tall box. And then I'm going to use a variety of foils with this kit, mostly in holo. So I'm using my months from Carly Plans. This was a freebie that I got from Plan a Hannah. I think this is, I think it's Blue Waves. I can't remember what foil that is. But so I'm doing a combination of different foils from different shops. So I'm using this mini foil kit from Press called Seashells. So you can see we've got little seashells and some coral headers here. This actually came with a tall box, which is really cool. And some ring covers, some hollow numbers, and then you have the sand dollars with the coral. It's just a stunning kit. It's so pretty. And it does come with scripts in holo foil. And then because I got the mini, I was going to supplement with this Pink Planner Co. foiled confetti sort of underlay. And then on top of that, I'm actually going to be layering in this seashells underlay from Plan a Hannah in just regular holo. Isn't that stunning? So I'm going to be laying all of this down. And then I'm going to speed up and come back in a voiceover. Hi there. So let's get into the day by day. I have some really beautiful stuff to work with here, and this was a really fun set. I had been saving this all summer for this particular week, and I'm really glad I did because I think it kind of matched perfectly what we did. That beautiful sunset on the beach we did not do, but everything else we did. We walked on the beach, we got pizza, we made s'mores. I did not wear a bathing suit, but I did wear a cute little outfit. I love this shell underlay from Plan a Hannah. I think it's just stunning. And I decided to go with the dotted foil underneath as well. So if you look very, very closely, you can see the extra foil on the bottom. So this was really fun to put down and put together. I think I took my time putting this one down. But yeah, so this is a shortened week because the previous week was short, and this week is just about our trip to Wilmington, North Carolina. Neither my husband and I had ever been there, so we decided this would be a fun opportunity to go. It was my husband's birthday, and it was a big birthday, so we were trying to make it a little special, and it was so much fun. We had a blast. It was only a couple hours drive for us, and we picked kind of a nicer hotel to stay in. So we don't take vacations every year. So when we do take a vacation, we try and stay at like a slightly nicer hotel, or we go out to slightly nicer places for dinner, just because we don't do it very often. And I kind of like that system. We usually pick one or two things, two at the max, that we know we want to do on certain days, and then everything else is just kind of intent on relaxation. So nobody has to feel guilty when we want to go back to the hotel room and take a nap for 2 hours. Like, it's not about the FOMO, it's about relaxing and enjoying yourself. And it took me a long time to sort of come to that conclusion with vacations. I used to think that you had to do everything and see everything in order to get the most out of it, but the truth is, when that happens, you come away feeling less relaxed than when you started the vacation, and then what was the point of the vacation in the first place? So I have kind of learned how to be better at going on vacation, but if you've ever had generalized anxiety about anything, you know, like, this is what it was. And it's funny because I put those s'mores down on the Sunday date, but we actually ended up doing them on Friday. So I will get into that more with the day by day, but this was a lot of fun. That like beach picture looks sort of foreboding to me. It almost looks like somebody walked into the sea with the intention of never coming back. It's a little Kate Chopin's The Awakening, if you know what I'm referencing. Good for you. But anyway, I really love these holo seashells. I think holo is the way to go. And a lot of seashells do have that muscle holo element to them. So I think it's kind of a good pairing. That print makes it look like we went on some sort of tropical vacation, which we did not, but that's okay. And I remember I had a hard time picking out which pieces I wanted to do for the art. I would not have read any of those books on vacation, but I like the idea of reading lots of books on vacation, so I kept it in. And then I used the Fashion Girl up at the top, and I just sort of used the tops of two overlays to kind of combine them, which was neat. Oh wait, no, this was a tall box. I'm sorry, that was like an actual tall box that came with the kit, which I feel like you don't see those anymore. But anyway, I'm about to get into the day by day in just a minute, so I'm not 100% sure where that starts, to be honest. But yeah, please stay tuned for a really fun retelling of our lovely 4-day weekend, and yeah, enjoy. Hi guys, welcome to the day by day of my fabulous husband's birthday weekend. So the first thing I'm going to mark is that it was Friday. So if you haven't seen the plan with me that I just released, go ahead and watch that first, because this is leading into the same week. This is just the second half of the week. So Friday was bad because I overslept. So it started right in the morning. It was a crazy day. And anything that's foil is from the foil bundle. I will try and go ahead and do things as I go with the right stickers, but just bear with me. So the next thing I'll mark is that I had a doctor's appointment. So it was just a blood work appointment, so it wasn't that bad, and I did tell my principal about it. So I knew I was going to be a little late coming in, and I didn't have my morning duty, but I don't like to oversleep because then everything else takes too long, right? So that's like too much. Moving on to this, I can use kind of a slightly, here, let's see. I love the colors in this kit. They're so pretty. It kind of makes me sad to cover up these beautiful seashells. But I do what I do, you know? So this little mini pencil is from Carly Plans. And then this is a custom script from Planahannah. Speech therapy, because I'm a speech therapist. So I did do speech therapy this day. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there was an incident in one of my sessions where a student did something against the school rules in the presence of another student. And it happened to me, and it happened to the other student who was in the room. And it caused this sort of cavalcade of events that escalated to a level that sort of I was uncomfortable with. Like, even though it happened to me, there were other teachers that were more outraged about it than I was. And it just became more and more escalated. And then everything got a little crazy from that point on. So I will come back to that in just a second. But I did, anyway, it was like a whole kind of hot mess. So I continued going about my day, not really knowing what was going on behind the scenes, but there was some stuff going on behind the scenes that I was not aware of. I did do a speech eval also. So I'm covering up that Nautilus. That's probably going to happen a lot. I used this little game controller because I did it on the tablet. So that is a custom from Planahannah. And then remember how I said everything became like inflated? Well, I ended up having to go talk to my boss about it. And that was like really stressful. And I didn't need that, you know, right before we were going on this big trip. So I was like, it was uncomfortable for me. And I was already nervous because the results of all of this meant that I had less time to get ready to go on this trip. So I was a little frustrated. So that is a stick with the plan co. And then this just says stressed AF. That is from Carly Plans. And that is font choice 1 duo. So my day did not end great. But then I had to go home. I had to get ready to go. So before I left, I needed to remind myself that I had to pay a bill. I was like, I gotta pay a bill. And so I did do that. But I thankfully, like, my husband was super sweet about it, and I explained to him what happened that day at work, and he was like, don't worry about it, it's okay. But it kind of sucked because it meant we didn't get to our destination until much, much later in the day. But I was able to pay that bill, which I think I would have been really stressed out even more if I hadn't paid the bill. So then I think that was supposed to be a pattern, and I didn't do it, so I'm just gonna do it now. So then we had to get gas in our car because we did not have enough gas to get us where we needed to go, and that's always a bummer, you know? So that is a stick with the plan co, and we did get some gas. There we go. Did I have a script for that? Gas. No, I didn't. Okay. I'm trying to use like all the scripts where I can. So, and then the next thing that I'll mark is we drove. So we drove from here to Wilmington, North Carolina, which is a beautiful place. We had never been though. But it was a Friday night and it was very chill. It's the off season right now, so it was not really crazy, but we did have a great time driving. My husband I technically found it, but my husband found this beautiful hotel for us to stay in, and it was so nice. And so we did check in, and check-in for hotels is so easy nowadays because all you have to do is like say you're there, and then they give you a virtual key, and then I guess when you use the key, you just walk right in, and it's like so bizarre how easy that is. So we checked into the hotel. I love this pen, but sometimes it skips. I'm not a fan of that. And then I should have saved like a bigger thing for this, but we went to this really cute, super, very Instagram friendly place called Concord Espresso Bar, where they had, and I made a reservation, so we got a special table for this, but they had outdoor fire pits where you could buy s'mores kits and make s'mores at the fire pits. But they are known for their espresso martinis, in particular their espresso martini flights. So we actually had an espresso martini flight. And then my husband also got a mudslide, and we did all these things. But at this point, it was like 9:45 at night. Keep in mind, we usually go to bed at like 8:30 because we're really tired people. And the thing is, it was so hot that the fire pits were like making me sweat. It was supposed to be this like romantic thing, but it really was not, because oh my gosh, I was sweating so hard. And then I spilled some of the martini on myself because navigating around that small table was really challenging. So I ended up spilling espresso martini on my pants, and then I got some of the s'mores on my pants. And then I was like, you know what, I really started to wonder, like, am I too old for this? Like, it was just, I think it would have been better if it had been just a little cooler outside. But it was really fun. We had a great time. We took some fun pictures. We enjoyed ourselves, but it was just like a lot. But it was at this point that we were giggling and laughing, and I started to forget about all the crazy stuff that had happened earlier in the day. And then so I really consider this to be like the beginning of our vacation. So I'm going to go ahead and slip in a thing for Saturday. So Saturday is going to start right here. It was the 20th. So that's that. I'm going to fill this space in with some deco, some really pretty deco pieces to use. But anyway, okay. Moving on to Saturday. So the first thing that we did, and we had discussed this the night before, was that we were going to sleep in. We didn't really have like concrete plans, which is nice. I think the way my husband and I do vacations is very good. We don't have kids, so we can kind of do what we want, which is so nice. But honestly, one of the best parts about being able to do what you want is that you can sleep in. That's really crooked. Let me fix that. Sorry. Let me fix it. Okay. I kind of messed the sticker up a little, but I don't know how I managed to get that so messed up. See, look, it's kind of coming off. This happened on my last plan with me. But I'm gonna cover it up with a sticker in just a second. All right, that looks better. So we did sleep in, which was really, really nice. The next thing that I marked is that I took a shower, and oh my God, was this the most relaxing, wonderful shower experience I've ever had. It was just wonderful. This shower could have made the entire trip, like if the entire trip had sucked, this shower would have made it special. They used this incredible, it was a walk-in shower, rain shower experience, but oh, it was heavenly. Like it was just so, the water was the perfect temperature, and I had enough room to move around, and oh my God, my cat is scaling my French door. He is 4 feet in the air. Okay, he's okay now. That scared the crap out of me. Sorry. Anywho, getting back to my life. So I wanted to use this like pastel. Yeah, there she is. Like my shower stickers are all out of order now. I need to fix that. Okay. So your girl had like the best time in the shower. I use this because it sort of matches. Look how cute. I love that shower. It was wonderful. And now it makes me want to upgrade the shower that we have in our house to a walk-in. I get it now. I get it. The next thing that I marked is that we drove to Carolina Beach and we had pancakes at this incredible place called Kate's Pancake House. We had to wait quite a bit of time to get in, but she was worth the wait, let me tell you, because it was so nice. And that's from Stick with the Plan Co. All right, can you see what I'm doing? Yes. We got 6 different kinds of pancakes because she had this like pancake flight option where you got like smaller size pancakes, but you could get different flavors. My personal favorite was the sweet potato bliss. It basically tasted like a pumpkin pie pancake. It was so good. My cat is going crazy. Scooty, I can't let you in, buddy. I love you, but you're gonna destroy the house. He looks so crazy right now. Oh my God. Okay. Moving on. The next thing I will mark is that we took a glorious walk along Carolina Beach. We didn't have beach stuff with us. We didn't even have bathing suits on, but we just wanted to take off our shoes and take a walk. And we did. So I have this little beach flip-flop. It's not hollow, but it was so nice. I hadn't seen a beach in, gosh, a long time. And I've forgotten how much I love beaches and how much I need a beach to be happy. So we did have some drinks at this really cute place. I do want to mark that because I think that was a really nice treat. And I don't have like a great drink for that. Let me see if I can find one. I have all my drinks are like, let me see, maybe I have one in here. Sometimes I have like weird stuff in here that I don't sort of remember. I hate to say it, but like these are all my remainders, but this is kind of where stuff goes to die because like I never see, look, that's what's left of my pumpkin paper coat. This drink that I had, by the way, was like blue. Oh, here's some pretty ones. No, oh yeah, these are all my numbers. Let's see, no. I mean, I could use, when else am I going to use this? It's not hollow, but I could use this and we'll just pretend. Yeah? Okay. And this place was called, what was it called? It was like, oh, Sunny Days. We just sat on the rooftop and watched the beach from afar. It was so pretty. So that is the first page. Let's see. I don't know if you can hear my husband in the background. He's being so funny. So we're still not done with Saturday. So then Saturday continues. We went back to our apartment and took a nap, which definitely recommend midday snoozing. Because it just, you can appreciate your day. And some people are like, oh, you're wasting the day if you nap. It's like, no, actually we're not. We are just living our best life. And that is what we're doing. So, whoa. I took a crazy nap, huh? Let's see. I'm just gonna nap. And then the next thing I'll mark is that I did change my outfit. I did get ready. So I'm gonna use this like cute like makeup sticker from from Scribble Prints Co. to mark that I did that. So I will we'll use this because I haven't used one of these yet. And that'll be fun to mark that I got ready. Okay. And then let's see. And then I will use a big old orange thing to mark that we went to this beautiful French restaurant that my husband picked out called Capri Bistro. And that is a Stick with the Plan sticker co. Oh, Caprice Bistro. And I got delicious cocktails and mussels. And my husband got something else. I can't remember what it was. He was very pleased. And then after that, we took a walk on the waterfront. That's crooked. Oh my goodness. Why can't I lay stuff down correctly? I can't do it. It's like against my nature or something to do things correctly. I don't know. We went to this really fun place called The Blind Pig. It was a speakeasy that I'd found on Instagram. And it was a 1920s speakeasy. And we just sat down and had drinks at the bar, and they were playing black and white movies on the TV. And it was so fun. And then people came in dressed in 1920s outfits. So it was very like on par for us because we were doing Downton Abbey things. And then Sunday came around, and I'm just gonna use this. Sunday was the 21st. Okay. So the first thing that I will mark is that I cuddled with my guy. So I'll just use like a small little thing here, because I think I realized I'm gonna have to combine. Oh, that got cut really badly. What the heck? I'm not using that at all. That's garbage. Let me see if I can use something a little better than that. I'll just use a solid. I was going to use a pattern, but I will use a solid to mark that I cuddled with my love, and it's going to look the same, which is going to bother me a little bit, but that's okay. That is from Carly Plans. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay, there we go. And then the next thing that I'll mark is that we went to the hotel restaurant on site. Apparently you were supposed to make restaurant reservations like a year in advance, and we didn't do that, but we did sit at the bar. And I think that's always a good idea when you can sit at the bar. So I had this delicious like prosciutto toast with poached eggs on it, and Frank had avocado toast with poached eggs, and it was so good. And we usually have avocado toast on the weekends. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this at home, where I just add eggs to our avocado toast and see what happens. So that was like really a nice sort of homage. And then after that, we went and got tickets to the Airlie Gardens, which my husband loves a good garden because he's a gardener. And we spent a couple of hours there just walking around, but it was so beautiful. They had this gorgeous oak tree that was over 400 years old, and it was just so beautiful. And so we took pictures and just kind of basked in the glory of it. It was lovely. Like, we had such a nice time. I love a good garden. And then after that, I'm calling what I'm gonna say is a workout because it was really, really hot this day, and we had to park kind of far from where the beach was because the beaches get really crowded. So I have this little bathing suit. I did not wear a bathing suit, but we went to Wrightsville Beach, and I'm calling it a workout because it was so hot, and I was wearing the wrong shoes, and but I had a great time. Like, it was such a beautiful place. So that was there. And then after that, we did Vito's Pizza, which was this pizza place right near the beach entrance. And so we had a little slice, and it was so good. Oh my God. It was delicious. And so that pizza box is from the bundle, as is this takeout script, but it was Vito's Pizza. It was so good, and I feel like our bar for pizza is pretty high because we're from New York. It tasted like New York pizza to me. It was really good. So the next thing that I'll mark is that we did go home. We did get ready again. We both took showers. My husband napped. I took a shower. Then my husband took a shower. Then we went out for our second dinner date called Seabird. And this place was really beautiful. I had such a great time. We had delicious food. I had oysters, and I also had this incredible martini that had plankton in it. Like, it was so good. My husband was like, no thanks. But he got this beautiful little origami bird from the waiter, and it was just sweet. It was like a lovely thing that happened. And then we went for a little walk along the waterfront after that, the riverfront. It was so lovely, but it was another little walk. So I wasn't wearing sneakers, but at this point my feet had kind of healed. So I'm using this little sneaker to mark that we took a walk. And then we went to this place and got cocktails to sip by the riverfront. But Frank told me that this place got such bad reviews because of the waiter. Like, the wait staff was so mean to everybody, and that was kind of true. He was kind of a jerk face to us. But I was like, you know what? We're just going to pay him and go, and that'll be that. So it was a good cocktail, but he was kind of rude. Because the owner had, I guess there were puppies. It said that there were puppies inside. And so I went in and I was like, is this like a dog cafe bar? And he was like, no, they're just the owner's dogs. And he gave me this snooty attitude. And I was like, dude, I'm trying to give you a tip. Like, chill out. So that place was called the Cocktail Captain. My pen. Sort of failing me. And then I'll just mark that we had kind of like a sweet little date back at the hotel. So we went back to the hotel, and there was this little gazebo bar where that was connected to our hotel. And so we just sat down and had a couple more drinks, and it was just so lovely to sit there and be together and enjoy ourselves. And I need to grab a good sticker for this. Let's see, that's cute. Okay. Do Fox and Pip. Fox and Pip is always a good idea. So that was fun. It was like a nice, lovely evening. Okay, so I'm kind of cheating because I'm going to have Monday start at the bottom here, because I'm going to run out of room if I don't. Okay, so Monday was the 22nd, and I called out sick from work. Don't sue me, because there were many times when I have definitely gone to work and I should have called out and I didn't, but we're gonna go into that. So the first thing that I will mark is that I did call out sick. So I'm gonna use one of these to mark that. And where did my thing go? So these balloons are from the foil bundle. And then this says day off. All right. The next thing I'm gonna mark is that we went to this really cute coffee place called Hidden Grounds, where everything was like dinosaur themed, and we got coffee. It was just a couple blocks away from where our hotel was, and by the time we ordered and left, there was a huge line going down the street. So we got there just in the nick of time before the meteors dropped, you know what I mean? So that says coffee run. And then we had a lot of leftover pancakes from Kate's the couple of days before. So we decided to eat the rest of our s'mores and eat the rest of our pancakes for breakfast along with our new hidden coffee. And that was really fun and special. So we binge watched Downton while we were doing that. And we had this perfect little breakfast at home. And so we did a little binge watch of Downton. And we had our pancakes. So I'm actually going to use a little patterned thing for this. And then the rest of the day was kind of very chill. There we go. Okay. Can you see? Not really. Okay. Here we go. So then the next thing that I'll mark is that we had to pack up and leave. I was really sad to leave. Really sad. Like I did not want to go. But, you know, check out. And then my husband decided he wanted to drive. More power to him because I was really tired. Even though we'd had those coffees, I was just not feeling it. So I did a little bit of reading in the car. And I'm reading a lot of nonfiction right now, which I think may have been why I was so tired because I just could not function. But I did notice that the my freaking favorite item that I have been looking for to be on sale finally got on sale. The Grand Duchess Viral Christmas Tree. Don't laugh at me. My life is small. But so I told my husband, I was like, I really want to buy this tree. It's going to go out of stock. Please let me buy it. And he was like, okay. And so I did buy it. And it was delivered on his birthday. I'm very excited to use it. I can't wait to use it. Okay, so we did, I got home. And even though I called out sick, I still had work to do. Because I didn't finish all of my notes from the day before. And I had to do just a little bit of work to make sure that I was ready for the next day. And then I did have to do some cleaning because the cats were very happy to see us. But, you know, cats be cats. Like, you just have to, take care of stuff. You know, you gotta take care of business. And so I did do a little bit of cleaning. We got back in plenty of time, though, for me to do all this cleaning. So it was easy. And then the very last thing that I'll mark is that we just enjoyed spending time together at home. And that was lovely, you know, because it was a lovely weekend and I was sad. I wanted to go back there. I wanted to be back there using that beautiful shower. I was just so happy. And then that says family time. We just kind of hung out together. And that is the end of this plan with me. So I am going to, without shaking the table too much, I'm going to try and put in some of this deco up at the top. So I have lots of pretty deco here that I can use. And I try really hard not to duplicate stuff. So I'm going to like pull in the big pieces. Some of this stuff is weird. Like, why do you need a roller skate? Right? I don't really get it. Like, I could see needing shoes and a blanket and some sunglasses and seashell. Pretty. And I guess this is a pickleball. I don't really understand pickleball, like the obsession. I don't really get it. You know, like why? Why do we care so much? Let's do a s'more. Let's do a s'more there. Maybe another little seashell. That's so pretty. Okay, so we got the top part of that, and then let's use the rest of the deco for this. So I have a couple of huge pieces here. I want to use the s'mores board because we did do s'mores, right? So I'll just do that. And then I like this pizza box because we did get pizza. Notice how all my things are food related. And then I will use the hat down here. And then maybe we'll use the radio. Like that, like there. And let's do wine bottle. Okay, and then the rest of it we'll just kind of leave. I mean, I guess I could like cut that off at the edge. I could do this pickle, whatever the pickle crap thing is, like who cares? And maybe on the bottom here. All right, so that's all the deco. Now I just have to trim everything. So okay, it's just like the teeniest bit of deco up at the top. Oh, there's some from the other side. Okay, and then get all the deco snow, my sticker snow out of here. And then let's do this side. So I'm gonna do this. Got that. And I don't think there was anything sticking out of the top. Okay. So I'm gonna pop her into the planner and then you're gonna see how good it came out. And I'll show you all the leftover stickers that I have. Ooh, this planner is getting so it's hard to close, but wow, it looks so nice. Really happy with how this came out. I say that every week, which is good. That means I'm doing what I want to do. Okay, so this is the final spread. I think she looks fantastic. I love holo. I feel like holo is underrated and I need to use it more. Just to give you a glimpse of like, this is what last week looked like, and then this is the rest of the week. And it's so pretty. I'm really glad that I had the space to kind of expand just for this week. So I'll show you, these are some of the leftover pages that I have. I used most of the flags, some of the, didn't use very many little things. I used all the deco. Then I have some leftover numbers, which I'm gonna keep. I used all but 3 of the dates, and so that's that. And so I'm gonna toss the rest of these. But then everything else I'm gonna keep. Oh, and I guess I have, so I have, this is left over, this is left over, this is left over. All of this will get saved. This is left over, and then this is what's left over from the sheet. I'm going to give that to my friend who does junk journaling. And that is that. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for next week's video. Take care. Bye.